So, a new bombshell article just came out titled Behind the Curtain Coming Soon PhD-Level Super Agents. This was posted on Axios, written by co-founder Mike Allen and co-founder and CEO Jim Vandehee. Basically, what this article claims is that possibly OpenAI in coming weeks will announce a next-level breakthrough that unleashes PhD-level super agents to do complex human tasks, and that OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has scheduled a closed-door briefing for US government officials in Washington on January 30th. So, in this video, we'll dive deeper into this article, as well as another article posted on Axios only a day prior, again written by the same guys, this time with the title Behind the Curtain, a Chilling Catastrophic Warning. So jumping right into it, as we already know, they claim OpenAI plans to announce PhD-level super agents, and that Sam Altman will brief the US government on this on January 30th in a closed-door secret meeting. Now they state, the expected advancements help explain why Meta's Mark Zuckerberg and others have talked publicly about AI replacing mid-level software engineers and other human jobs this year. Probably in 2025, Zuckerberg told Joe Rogan 10 days ago, we at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that could effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code. So you may have already seen this clip, I've covered it in a previous video, or maybe you've already seen the actual podcast episode, but here's exactly what Mark Zuckerberg said in regards to this.
Probably in 2025, we at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code. And once you have that, then in the beginning it'll be really expensive to run, and then you can get it to be more efficient, and then over time we'll get to the point where a lot of the code in our apps and including the AI that we generate is actually going to be built by AI engineers instead of people engineers.
Moving on, they state, our sources in the US government and leading AI companies tell us that in recent months, the leading companies have been exceeding projections in AI advancement. And OpenAI this past week released an economic blueprint arguing that with the right rules and infrastructure investments, AI can catalyze a reindustrialization across the country. This is actually something I covered as well. I made an entire video on it. It's a document written by OpenAI for the US government, urging them to essentially join forces with American AI companies in order to win the AI race over China. Now, we'll talk more about this a bit later, especially when we look at the other article, but they state here, AI investors have reason to hype small advancements as epic ones to juice valuations and help fund their ambitions. But sources say this coming advancement is significant. Several OpenAI staff have been telling friends they are both jazzed and spooked by recent progress. As we told you in a column Saturday, Jake Sullivan, the outgoing White House National Security Advisor with security clearance for the nation's biggest secrets, believes the next few years will determine whether AI advancements end in catastrophe. So just right off the bat, we have Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg discussing having mid-level AI software engineers this year in 2025, sources in the US government and leading AI companies saying that leading companies have been exceeding projections in AI advancement, OpenAI writing up an economic blueprint for the US government, urging them to join forces in order to win the AI race, several OpenAI staff members being both jazzed and spooked by recent progress, and the White House National Security Advisor claiming that the next few years will determine whether AI advancements end in catastrophe. So that's a lot to take in. Plus, you got prominent figures in the AI space like Google's AI Studio product lead Logan Kilpatrick saying things like straight shot to ASI, artificial superintelligence, is looking more and more probable by the month. And Sam Altman tweeting, I always wanted to write a 6-word story, here it is. Near the singularity, unclear which side. So, I mean, what the hell is going on? Is a lot of this just hype, or do they actually have something akin to a super agent behind closed doors? We do know that OpenAI has been trying to get closer and closer to the US government. They already have former NSA director Paul Nakasone on their board of directors, and just recently they also appointed a very powerful BlackRock executive, Adebayo Ongulesi, to their board. Plus, on top of this, there was the economic blueprint that we already talked about. So this push from OpenAI to gain cooperation from the US government kind of makes sense if what's being said here is true and not just hype. Because in OpenAI's eyes, as an American AI company, it is crucial that the US maintains its lead in the development of AI. And the only way to do that at the rate China's going right now is to join forces with the government. So continuing on, it states the big picture. Imagine a world where complex tasks aren't delegated to humans. Instead, they're executed with the precision, speed, and creativity creativity you'd expect from a PhD-level professional. We're talking about super agents, AI tools designed to tackle messy, multi-layered, real-world problems that human minds struggle to organize and conquer. They don't just respond to a single command, they pursue a goal. Super agents synthesize massive amounts of information, analyze options, and deliver products. Here they give a few examples. 1. Build from scratch. Imagine telling your agent, build me new payment software. The agent could design, test, and deliver a functioning product. 2. Make sense of chaos. For a financial analysis of a potential investment, your agent could scour thousands of sources, evaluate risks, and compile insights faster and better than a team of humans. So you get the idea. The way they describe super agents is essentially like a computer with access to unlimited information that can think and perform complex tasks like a human. Essentially AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. But what's weird about this is you have a very recent tweet from Sam Altman stating, Twitter hype is out of control again. We are not going to deploy AGI next month, nor have we built it. We have some very cool stuff for you, but please chill and cut your expectations 100x. And just 2 weeks prior to this tweet, Altman wrote in a blog post, we are now confident we know how to build AGI as we have traditionally understood it. And we believe that in 2025, we may see the first AI agents join the workforce and materially change the output of companies. So, I mean, we're kind of getting mixed signals here. Further, they state the other side. There are still big problems with generative AI's Achilles heel, the way it makes things up. Reliability and hallucinations are an even bigger problem if you're going to turn AI into autonomous agents. Noam Brown, a top OpenAI researcher, tweeted Friday, lots of vague AI hype on social media these days. There are good reasons to be optimistic about future progress, but plenty of unsolved research problems remain. So I don't know what to think. I mean, on one hand, according to this article, OpenAI has already developed super agents, and CEO Sam Altman will be supposedly briefing the US government on super agents behind closed doors on January 30th. And then on the other hand, you have not only Sam Altman, but also top OpenAI researcher Noam Brown trying to kill some of the hype. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think OpenAI actually has super agents and they simply aren't ready to announce it? Or maybe they don't quite have super agents yet, but know that with enough resources, they can predictably scale up and get there? Or do you think this is just being blown out of proportion? Because if they truly had super agents that can do complex human tasks and replace actual human labor, then I feel like it's not just something you announce to the public right away, like this is something that would literally change everything. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Finally, they state what to watch. 2 massive tectonic shifts are happening at once. President-elect Trump and MAGA are coming into power at the very moment AI companies are racing to approximate human-like or human-surpassing intelligence. So it's looking likely that Trump will be the president when we achieve AGI. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches it. Now, getting into the second article, it isn't as significant as the one we just went through in terms of new bombshell information, but I found it really puts it into perspective just how wild the situation we're in truly is. So they state Jake Sullivan, the guy that was mentioned in the previous article, with 3 days left as White House National Security Advisor with wide access to the world's secrets, called us to deliver a chilling, catastrophic warning for America and the incoming administration. The next few years will determine whether artificial intelligence leads to catastrophe and whether China or America prevails in the AI arms race. Then it states, US failure to get this right, Sullivan warns, could be dramatic and dramatically negative, to include the democratization of extremely powerful and lethal weapons, massive disruption and dislocation of jobs, and an avalanche of misinformation. So what is he proposing they do to avoid this catastrophe, you might ask? Well, it states, to distill Sullivan, America must quickly perfect a technology that many believe will be smarter and more capable than humans. We need to do this without decimating US jobs and inadvertently unleashing something with capabilities we didn't anticipate or prepare for. We need to both beat China on the technology and in shaping and setting global usage and monitoring of it so bad actors don't use it catastrophically. Oh, and it can only be done with unprecedented government-private sector collaboration and probably difficult but vital cooperation with China. There's going to have to be a new model of relationship because of just the sheer capability in the hands of a private actor, Sullivan says. It seems so insane when it's said this way, but this really is the situation we find ourselves in. I mean, there are so many potential ways this can go wrong and so many things that have to happen for this to go right. And when we're talking about systems that are as smart, if not smarter than humans, the stakes and the risks are just incredibly high. Yet, we cannot stop development because then other countries like China will end up controlling this godlike power. On top of this, the US will likely have to end up working with China to ensure the overall safety of humanity. Because as it states here, AI is like the climate. America could do everything right, but if China refuses to do the same, the problem persists and metastasizes fast. Sullivan said Trump, like Biden, should try to work with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on a global AI framework, much like the world did with nuclear weapons. Definitely some interesting times we're headed into, a lot to think about after reading those 2 articles for sure. I'll make sure to link those articles in the description, by the way, for anyone who wants to go over them on their own. And finally, they leave us off with this. What's next? Trump seems to be full speed ahead on AI development. development. Unlike Biden, he plans to work in deep partnership with AI and tech CEOs at a very personal level. Biden talked to some tech CEOs, while Trump is letting them help staff his government. So again, I think it's looking very likely that Trump will be the AGI president. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.